Good morning and happy Thursday. Yes, we passed hump day yesterday. We are day 23 of July and we have only 8 more days to go. So, this is our writing momentum week this week and the next 4 days after this week. So, are you ready? So, yesterday I said I was gonna try to increase my work count up to 45K. Did I do it? No. I took care of other things around the house, things that I neglected for the past, 2.5 to 3 weeks. So I did some housework. I went grocery shopping. I cooked dinner. Did my kids eat my dinner? No, I'm a little disappointed with that because I bought things that they like and they preferred that over dinner. No more. But anyway, I decided to take a mental break off yesterday from writing and reading and everything else, which was good, something I needed. And sometimes we do need that mental break. But today I'm going to make up for that mental break and spend a lot of time on Twitch TV, live streaming as I write and work on other projects. So if you'd like to join me after this stream, please feel free to join me at twitch.tv/Tish Bouvier. I will be there off and on throughout the day. When I'm not there, the coffee break music will be playing. And my goal is to get 45K. Now, if I get anything over that today, it will be gravy because I'm striving for 60 to 75K before the end of this month. Can it be done? Yes. I believe that anything is possible. You just have to have the determination, the drive, the willpower, the discipline, which consists of daily habits, consistency. Actually, consistency is the key to anything. If you can do something for 30 days, you got it made. So, I'm trying to remember. I ended up with 42K yesterday, and I was on scene 18. Hmm. Oh, she was talking to her brother. Bay was talking, not her brother. I keep calling Olive her brother. And there's a part of me that wants to make him her half brother because they are so close. But then Aunt Ivy won't have a son. And I will probably figure that out during the rewrite or the editing process. Aunt Ivy could be, everyone has that auntie that that great auntie or an auntie that's always there for all the kids in the family. So I'm thinking about initially I wanted Aunt Ivy to be the great aunt. I just love that name, Ivy James, for some reason. And I had to have an Aunt Ivy who is like the glue of the family. So either Aunt Ivy could be um, Raymond, which is the town sheriff, auntie, and be Bay and Olive's um, great auntie, since Bay and Olive is so close. So I hadn't decided yet, and maybe Sheriff Raymond, there's some skeletons in his closet, the reason why they have siblings. But I don't know. That's my initial thought. Then I said, well, give Aunt Ivy a son. She became a widow at a young age, and she raised um, Olive James alone. And when Bay mom died, there's a backstory, which is a pretty deep one with Raymond, Sheriff Raymond, and Bay's biological mom. And he just took Bay on for himself, and then they moved into Aunt Ivy's because supposedly their house burnt down, and I'm not sure why it burnt down. So I'm debating between that because I keep calling Olive her brother, and she loves him like a brother, but he's her cousin. So I don't know. I'm working with that and see which way it go. Right now, I'm gonna keep it as is and worry about that in the rewrite. So anyway, Olive is sharing a lot of information to Bay after she threatened to just walk away from everything. He knows that she is capable of doing that because when she left right after graduation, she basically cut everyone off. She did keep in touch with her immediate family, with Aunt Ivy and Olive and her dad. But for it's her friends and anybody else that had any connection back to Payton County, she just shut it down. Because she wanted to get away so bad from this small town. She felt like she was smothering. So anyway, he decided to open up and share everything that he knows. And Bay is filling in the pieces and realizing, okay, maybe he's not the killer. He's one person she's knocked off her list, scratched off her list. Now she's getting ready to go into town and question some of the townspeople. And you know how old folks are, at least black old folks back in the days, they will go to the grave with all their secrets. No one will ever know. Even though some of these secrets could help this person out in their lifetime, they won't. So that's how it is in African American culture, especially in the South. So I'm getting ready for that. And this, I am going into Act 3. Oh my gosh. Completing Act 3 is the end of my story. So now she's going into town to pay a visit to a couple of townspeople. She did go through Getty's notes. I might write that scene in because it's lagging a little bit. She went through her logs. She's been learning about tarot cards, but she realized there was a lot of stuff in her that she didn't even know that was in her about these tarot cards. And she's psychic and didn't really understand her psychic abilities. So I need to work on develop on that a lot. And I figured doing once I completed this first draft, I would do a lot more research and add in the Philip to make it more um to clarify it, to make it more visual appealing to the readers that they can see exactly what's going on when Bay discovered that yeah, she is psychic and she has excuse me, a natural ability to read these tarot cards. And I'm not going to tell you the secret behind these tarot cards. I really, really, really want to spill it, but I'm not. Because I'm not sure if this is the way it's going to turn out, especially in the end. Okay, so let's see what else I wanted to share. Excuse me. Um, so yeah, that's about it for now. We are moving into Act 3. I am going into chapter 19. So let's have our first 10-minute writing warm up. And let's write. Okay, that completes our first 10-minute warm up. And I was able to type 274 words, which isn't too bad. Excuse me. Which isn't bad. She's Bay is still talking to all of. I hadn't wrapped up chapter 18 or scene 18. I hadn't wrapped that up, but now I'm wrapping that part up where he decided, okay, he need to get back. He promised Yeti Yanni, which is Yvonne. I'm still have to work on those names, you know. But anyway, he's going to see her at the jail cell, and Bay said, well, while you're there, convince her to get at least a court appointed lawyer so she can try to get out on bail. But he told her, you know, your dad may not even grant her bail since this is a murder. Now, this is the second murder in the history of Payton County. Oh, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. How are you? That's very good. Let's get ourselves a applause. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Well, that's okay. That's gonna happen. Being in a rut with your story. I was like that a few days ago, and sometimes we just have to break away or think of a situation. And what I did in one of my books, I had a problem where you try to think of a situation that you was in the past and try to put it into your story and allow one of your characters to act that out. And sometimes just doing little writing prompts will help pull you out until you get out of that rut, or just picking up a book and read. And I tried to read other books outside my genre during this 30 days, and it became a distraction. I could not do it. I wanted to stay focused within the cozy mystery genre, which will ignite ideas, will give you inspiration. And sometimes you can take some of those ideas, twist it around to make it fit your story, and write it in your own words. So yeah, it's okay. So at least you got more words than you had when you started this morning. So just try to keep pushing past that feeling. So next we're going into, and I decided, you know, just switch it around a little bit. Let's do a 15-minute writing sprint, which can help push it a little bit farther than doing a whole 20 minutes. And I don't want you to suffer 20 minutes being in a rut. So let's go for a 10-minute writing. Okay, that completes our 15-minute writing sprint. I thought I was going into the next scene, but it looked like a new scene that I had no idea just popped in my head, and I wrote it. And in my story, Olive wants to be well, he's a barista. He worked at plenty of coffee shops throughout when he left out of town at one time, I think. And he came back to Payton County and he worked at Getty's, So he always wanted to bring his ideas into a coffee shop. So a new coffee shop is gonna pop up in Payton County. And I think in the past two chapters, he was having some work done and converting one of the old buildings in the town into a coffee shop. So that actually came out in my writing today. And in his coffee shop, he's going to sell there's a family ingredient. Most people love Aunt Ivy's coffee because she does her own coffee. How she does it, I don't know. But he wants to start adding CBC oil in his coffee. And you know how Aunt Ivy will probably feel about that, and most of the older townspeople. So that's probably going to be the second series, the second book, something dealing with that. And it just hit me. So I had to include it in the story because that will lead up into the second book, hopefully. And so anyway, he's sharing his idea with Bay, one of Bay's struggles is trying to find her place in the world, trying to find her purpose, but she hadn't figured that out yet. So when Olive ended up sharing his idea and what he having done to this coffee shop and sharing everything about it, he hadn't thought of a name. And she suggests, why not call it Coffee Cozy? And that's my little my Twitter name. And I said, oh, Coffee Cozy Cafe. So yeah, I'm writing about that in there and how it's gonna be. And that's probably gonna be the little hidden gem that when travelers traveling through 45, I-45 here in Houston, up north, and because Payton County is off to the west of I-45. So I created this town. However, it is a real place called Payton County. I'm just doing a lot of other changes to. Anyway, it's a long story, and I will share that with time. So anyway, Coffee Cozy Cafe has been born in my story. And I can't wait to see where that's go. Thank you, thank you. So anyway, he just shared all this information. Bay gave it a name. He's waiting for his license so he can actually use CBC oil in his coffee. And I think once these old folks start tasting that coffee, they're going to be coming back to the shop like crazy. I know, yes. I can't wait. This story is really, really going to grow and cater around cozy mysteries, and probably eventually Bay gonna realize, well, maybe she want to be a writer. I don't know what Bay gonna do. Bay don't know what she's gonna do either. So now Olive has left and he's going to see Yanni, and now I'm going into Act 3 where Bay is going to question some of the townspeople, and one of the people is Mr. Pete. And I think that was his name. One thing you got to do is try to keep up with your characters. Now, once this is over, or maybe today, I just write down my character names, because some of these characters are just being born as I write. I have my main characters, but like the secondary characters are just coming up in my mind, and I know I might have to do some name changes. Now, there's a story behind Mr. Pete, and that was another guy. I forgot his name, and that was the first a murder that happened in Payton County years ago, way before Bay was born, or maybe she was a little girl, I don't know. And it has something to do with Getty because they all go back. These are older people. So Mr. Pete is still alive, and him and Getty had connection with each other ever since Mr. whoever he was, I can't remember, got killed a while back. So she's going to question him, and all these people she's going to question could be they all have a motive in Getty's death. And she just found out that her own dad, the sheriff of the town, was seeing Getty at night too. Because a lot of these town people was very sneaky, and they go to Getty discreetly at night. So she was shocked to find out that her daddy and Getty used to be real close friend until Lane Ivy jumped in the picture and changed all that. You always have one person in your life that just want to change everybody and live everybody's life and tell them how to live. And that's Ain't Ivy. So anyway, I'm going into Act 3 now. And I'm moving on. I think I just finished. Hold on. That was chapter 19. So now I'm going into chapter 20. And it looked like I'm having more chapters than I thought. Okay, let's go for maybe, what time is it? Let's do another. I like that 15 minutes writing sprint. Let's do another 15 minutes writing sprint. Okay, that completes the 15-minute, right? How did you do this time, Hatch? I know you said that you in the rut and you're going to draft the post and see if that writing something different. It will. I think it will. If that don't work, I do recommend just to take a tab break and find a book similar to what you're writing and see if reading a few chapters can help you ignite some kind of muse within your mind and get you started on a new writing prompt or something, or check out some writing prompts under your genre. I don't know if they exist, but you can probably Google writing prompts for your genre and see if that'll help you, or do a writing prompt generator. I know they have so many generators out there. I usually Google for names. Yeah, they do. Try that. Maybe that'll help. And maybe you just need to step away for, maybe a couple hours or a few days just to see how that works. Oh, good, good, good. You got 166. Oh, good. Yeah, I think reading might help because I know it helps with me. Now, like I said, I can't read outside my genre because it can get a little, I lose focus on that. So when I read a good book or read one of my favorite authors within the cozy mystery genre, read someone's writing that you like. That's the key word. Don't just pick any book in that genre. Try to go with an author that you really like their style and go from there. That's the only two suggestions, three I can give you for now. But I know you're going to pick it up. Don't get discouraged. Continue to write or just step away for a little bit and come back. So we're going to wrap up today's session. Like I said, I will be on Twitch probably in a couple of hours. I'll be on there throughout the day. I have some friends that want to join me like around 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock. But I think I'm just going to focus on writing all day long, and I'm going to do it live stream on Twitch TV, which is, the link is in my description. So we're going to wrap up with a 7-minute writing wrap up. Okay, that completes our 7 minute wrap up. Let's see. How many words did I actually type? I don't think I really did as much today. 7:53. Oh, okay. I did pretty decent. I did a total of 1,659 words. I typed a little slower because a lot of these things are new to me. It wasn't pre-planned. And plus, I figure I'm going to be writing all day, my little so-called write-a-thon, CampNaNo write-a-thon. So I'm just going to go at my pace, slower pace, just allow the story to take its own navigation. I do have some ideas how it's going to end, but right now we're talking to people in the town that Bay thinks have a motive, and I hadn't decided if it's going to be two or three. She already talked to Gilda, which I'm not sure about the name. Now she's at Mr. Pete's house. She remember a lot of backstory about Mr. Pete. Oh my gosh, you did good. Overall, you really did good. Here, this is an applause because you truly deserve it. You pushed through that rut, even though it may still be there, but the fact that you wrote a word in a sentence, that's really amazing. So you should not beat yourself over that. You should embrace it and be proud because I know I am. So anyway, yeah, back to Bayes at Mr. Pete's house, and she's holding Mr. Bud Weiser. I decided to make his name Bud Weiser instead Bud D Weiser. I don't know. I'm going back and forth. Names matter to me. They mean so much to me. So she's at his house. He is the first person that, well, the second person that she's questioning that has a motive. So today I'm going to work on these people that she meets. And this is all a part of Act 3. And within these people, she's going to meet the real murderer. And somehow her card is going to have to come in play. Her psychic ability will have to come in play. And that's something about Mr. Bud the Wiser. I'm going to keep that name, Mr. Bud the Wiser. In a lot of cozy mysteries I read, they have a cat, and sometimes the cat holds that extra six cents. I don't know, that 7 cents or whatever. Mr. Bud the Wiser have nine of them. So something about him is gonna help her come to a conclusion on who is the real murderer. So I'm not gonna go to that scene, but today I'm gonna focus on the three people who could be red herrings in the story. So anyway, that concludes our streaming for this morning. I'm so glad you joined me. I hope you'll join me again tomorrow. I will be here. This is our writing momentum. And again, if anyone get in a rut, try writing a blog draft or a blog post. That's a good one. And also grab a book within your genre with one of your favorite authors and read that to get inspired. Until next time, I want you all to have a wonderful, blessed, safe day and happy writing.